tale. It's short and not easy to swallow, and it's hairy in places and gets hard to follow. Though it follows me without fail, I live in a city that's under the soil. My neighbors are nosy but kind. We eat seeds and berries that get left behind, and rest every night from our toil. But all of that changed one sunny spring day, when a thunderous sound scared the songbirds away. As our city shook, I raced up to the surface, too nervous to know my own name. The day that the aliens came. Their spaceships were shiny and flashed in the sun. Their engines all rumbled and whined, with daggers that dug and machetes that spun. They left paths of destruction behind. But I raced for the basement as the walls all caved in, and huddled for hours with neighbors and kin. We crept to the surface when the din had died down, knowing our lives would not be the same after the aliens came. We watched as they moved in and started to build their colonies, blocking our view, bringing monsters that meow and mountains that moo. So many poor neighbors were killed. The plants that they'd made were all starting to grow in endless straight rows, like an army of mutants that marched off to war with the farm. Even as it was starting to show, they poisoned our food and we starved in the trenches. They carved with their spaceship machines, then they harvested all of the grain they could glean. Kept us out of their garden with fences, while we broke in their grain bins and plundered their store. The mountains of fat gold and seed, we stole all we could for those we had to feed. Next year they just grew even more. I knew we were losing the battle and war. With every new crop something worse was in store. Though we stole from the rich and we gave to the poor, it was clear we were losing the game after the aliens came. So I left on a quest to find some kind of cure for the curse being placed on our home. I wandered the wasteland for weeks all alone, maybe months, I'm really not sure, till I stumbled into a hut on a hill, where an old fellow sat at a fire. He said, "My name's Didelphus, I know your desire. I think I can help and I will." He said, "This quest has become your obsession, and you won't stop until you succeed. But I think that I have just the thing that you need." And he handed me 2 small possessions. Well, the first is an egg of a moth whose persistence is written in all of its cells. The second's a seed that's immune to their spells. Together they'll lead the resistance. I thanked him for each of his items and hurried right back to my home, feeling anxious and worried. Cast the egg and the seed at the feet of the army, hoping they'd be as good as his claim after the aliens came. Well, it took a few years, but things have improved. The mutants no longer stand tall. The aliens barely come through here at all. It seems that they've packed up and moved. So if you hit hard times, remember the fact that small things unexpected have lasting impact. When the deck's stacked against you and spaceships attack, your best chance is changing the game, like we did when the aliens